I built this for a customer years ago. For whatever reason, he put it on the market, sold it. I think somebody else purchased it, and then it was recently purchased from that person by a friend of mine who is looking to have me build him a baddie bass. And he just wanted to, the price was right on this one, so he thought he would get it, look it over, figure out what specs he would want for his own, in his color, his top, things like that. This one wasn't exactly what he was looking for, but it's the same style and design. So he wanted to have one in hand to do a little research with. And then he put it on the market within a couple weeks, and it's already sold. And the new owner is taking advantage of my warranty recertification policy. And what that policy is, let's not get ahead of myself. My warranty for the original owner, the original customer, covers workmanship, materials, things like that. If that customer then sells the instrument, the warranty was only good for that original owner. What my policy is, if someone purchases a used Drake custom instrument, pays for the shipping to my shop, and then the return shipping back to them for free of charge, I will be happy to look over the instrument, check the neck out to make sure the truss rod's working and that everything is up to spec as far as someone hasn't carved on my original work. In this case, somebody did rewire the electronics in it with a preamp. But if everything fits exactly into my specs and I'm happy with everything functions the way it was designed and built, then I will recertify the warranty to cover, let's say, if a truss rod fails, something along those lines, then that would be part of my warranty plan. Now, occasionally someone has dropped an instrument, severely scratched the finish. They had some kind of bracelet or something on while they played and it wore a hole. That's not ever covered. And so there are times that I get the instrument back and I'll recertify the warranty for the neck, fretwork, things like that. Fretwork, not worn frets. If you wear out stainless steel frets, then you're a bigger man than I am. But if the frets start to loosen coming out, something like that, that is something I do cover. If something else fails on the instrument that it's covered by my warranty, then the new owner will have the benefit of that. Now, for things like like I said, bracelet damage or buckle rash on the back or whatever, I would be happy to fix that, but all of that I will estimate what it would cost, and I would supply that information to the new owner, and the new owner can decide if they want me to do that work, and then of course I bill them for it and all that. But just to have it looked over, the warranty recertified, is just the cost of shipping to my shop and from my shop, and these days that could be a couple $100 each way. So you got to have that in mind before you actually do that. Things that I cover I don't charge for. This bass is old enough that the fingerboard has there's some shrink going on, and ever so slightly I can just feel the sharp ends of the frets sticking out. I'm going to go ahead and take care of that free of charge. I'm not going to charge the customer for that. Maybe others would not, but I want the instruments to be up to my standards when they go back to their owner. And so a lot of times when someone takes advantage of this policy, they're going to get some extras thrown in, because if I find, for example, something that I used back in the day that I want to bring, that now I use a better product, or I have a better technique, let's say for rounding fret ends, things like that, I a lot of times will do that type of modification to the instrument to bring it up to my modern standards. Even though the old way may have been fine, the new way is better, and I just want to keep the value and the quality level of my instruments high. So there are extras that get thrown in. A lot of times I just throw a new output jack in because why not? I have boxes of them, and that is something that the deep, barrel jacks from the side can get corroded, and the only way to really fix those is just to replace them because you can't take them apart. So why not? If I have it apart anyway, have it here, I throw that in there, and a lot of times that's just something that's thrown in. We are doing a complete rewire, so we'll just have to see how that shakes out. Anyway, let's get it over to the bench, and I'm going to check for damage where I have better light, things like that. Alright, I apologize for the glare, but I do need the extra light to be able to evaluate things. I can see by looking through my phone's view screen here, there is just a minor, I can't feel them, but it's just wear and tear from, it could have been a dirty polished cloth, something like that. So I can already tell one of the things I will do is I'll get my buffering wheel out, and because I'm going to take this apart, I want to check things out really well. I want to check out the pickups. Like the new customer, the new owner, wants this preamp gone, and he wants it returned to its volume blend tone that originally left my shop with. So we're going to do that, and that is something I am charging the customer for, but it's not that expensive to have it done, and I think he wants the preamp packaged up so he can resell it. So that is something that the customer has requested. But I'll just throw it on the buffer and get rid of some of these surface marks. A lot of it's just fingerprints. I've tested the bass out. Everything works really well. The pickups sound great. We talked about that. I'm going to take care of these there's a little sharp edges on the frets. I might just pull the tuners off and give the headstock a little buffing too, just to see. And of course I'll oil and clean up the fingerboard. These are stainless steel frets. Yeah, there's not even any wear and tear. I'll polish those up as part of the service. Alright, let's flip this thing over. Alright, so sapele back, which was common to the Betty basses, mahogany or sapele. This, it actually might be mahogany. I used both. Ah, yes, the magnet covers. How do you get this off? I do not know. Actually, you stick your fingers through the sound hole, which plenty big. You can get your fingers in there. Oh, look. Bowl of spaghetti. And we have the big reveal of what kind of preamp. I don't see any buckle rash. A lot of these basses, I finished the back in more of a satin sheen, and only the top was glossy, north of the binding. Let's see. Hard maple neck, quarter sawn. That's kind of odd, but I don't see that I didn't stamp a date on this one. And it might be actually stamped or something underneath the foil that was added later on. We'll see when we pull the electronics. Yeah, a little something there, but nothing really that big and special. I don't see any dents or dings really around the side. Yeah, I think we're good as far as finish goes. Let's flip this over again. Alright, I'm going to get set up here, and I'm going to pull those electronics. And I think I'm going to use a harness that I purchased from Fat Base Tone. I highly recommend. They're not a sponsor or anything by any means, but I think they make a really good product. They use the same pots and switches and even tone caps that I would normally use, and I can't even stock the components and spend the time making the harnesses myself for what they charge for theirs. So that's a really good value. I highly recommend them if you are going to be modifying one of your instruments. Alright, I'm going to get set up and we're going to get these electronics switched out. These output jacks, this was something I changed on the newer designs. It's easier to get those off of there. Alright, that's not an original either. That's not original because I always have a battery disconnect version of this. I'm sure this works fine, but that's not one of my original output jacks. So I'm going to replace it anyway. Just go ahead and remove strings. I want to pull the bridge, run a new ground wire. Actually, the harness I'm going to use has a ground wire already. Yeah, see, loose tuner. We'll be tightening all this stuff up before. It's only loose because, so there might be, if there was a rattling, it was this washer. I only heard it once, and I think that, yeah, just tightening up the hardware would have solved that. I was thinking it might be the cover that wasn't down, but it's on there nice and tight. No, I guess it's not either, so it could have been what was rattling around. We're going to reuse these strings. These are brand new strings. Diodario flats, it looks like. So we're going to keep these. Now let's just take this off too. Since these are American-made tuners, 9/16. Yeah, it was super loose. And the last owner, who had it for a couple weeks, put a brand new set of flat wounds, and ouch, of course. And I do not want to mangle up the silks and make them look all ratty. So this is going to be interesting. I find that if I remove the bridge, get them through this part, then get them through the body, because it's through the body only, at least keeps the silks from being as damaged. There's always going to be a little fraying involved. So the trick, pull it tight and try not to rub the sides so much. Concentrate on getting that I'm feeling resistance. What's going on? Oh, I see. I have a helper. He likes to tug on the end of the strings. Well, it's about as clean as I'm going to get it. Thunderblade. Okay, I think we can pretty much call this one complete. I did get the new pickup rings installed. And we had the black ones on there for a while. The customer did like the original chrome, so we had a set of those made. And I got those on there today. We did re-oil the fingerboard with beeswax and oil mixture that we use. Got the Diodario flat wounds on. I've been polishing and testing out the electronics. Everything's working great. The setup is checking out nicely. I think we're ready to ship tomorrow. So, well, thanks again for watching this video. If you liked it, found it interesting in any way, please hit the like and subscribe. And I'll be seeing you again in the next video.